Tensional integrity, or tensegrity, is the balance between the pushing and pulling forces of fascia and muscle on opposing sides of a bone to either hold a body part in place or move a body part. These opposing forces are responsible for stability, alignment, mobility, and overall posture. When one aspect of tensegrity is shifted, the entire system shifts or adapts to a new configuration and environment without breaking. Because of the importance of tensegrity, I will be going over 5 joints and their possible movements. The shoulder joint, or glenohumeral joint, is classified as an enothyroidal joint. This means that it is a multi-axial ball and socket joint that is responsible for flexion, extension in the sagittal plane or coronal axis, abduction or adduction in the frontal plane or antero-posterior axis, and horizontal adduction or abduction in the transverse plane or vertical axis. The shoulder joint is also capable of scaption in the scapular plane. Similar to the shoulder joint, the lumbar spine can move through flexion, the same movement as a sit-up, and extension in the sagittal plane or coronal axis. It can also manage lateral flexion and reduction in the frontal plane or antero-posterior axis, as well as rotational movement in the transverse plane or vertical axis. The shoulder girdle can be moved in the frontal or antero-posterior axis through elevation, depression, and upward and downward rotation, as well as the transverse plane or vertical axis through protraction and retraction. The knee can move through flexion and extension in the sagittal plane and coronal axis, as well as laterally and medially in the transverse plane or vertical axis through internal and external knee rotation. In the sagittal plane or coronal axis, the hip can move through flexion and extension, as well as abduction and adduction. Also, it can move rotationally, externally or internally in the frontal plane or coronal axis.